Hello friends, welcome all of you once again. In last lecture we have seen that interference, the experiment to observe the interference pattern on the surface of water and coherent sources. In this lecture we are going to discuss the next points in this chapter which are very interesting. Let us see the contents in this lecture. They are Young's double slit experiment, original and modified, and the conditions for the well-defined steady interference pattern. Let us see the original experiment made by the Youngs. Here he taken the two cardboards, cardboard first and cardboard second, and on cardboard first he made one pinhole, and for the second he made the two pinholes. Here the sunlight is allowed to fall on the pinhole S, and the two sources, that is S1 and S2, acts as the coherent sources. Pinhole S is illuminated by the sunlight and is allowed to fall on the two pinholes S1 and S2, which acts as the coherent sources. And the interference pattern is observed on the screen. We know that the process of addition or subtraction, that is enhancement or cancellation of the displacement of the two waves, called the interference pattern, and the interference pattern is observed on the screen. We have seen in last lecture what is meant by constructive interference and what is meant by the destructive interference. Here constructive interference means the crest of one wave coincides with the crest of other wave, and the trough of other wave coincides with the trough of other wave. Here crest is shown by the continuous line and troughs are shown by the dotted line. Here crest of one wave coincides with the crest of other wave, and trough of one wave coincides with the trough of other wave. We get the maximum amplitude, and due to this we get the maximum intensity, and maximum intensity gives the bright point which is observed on the screen. The destructive interference we have seen in last lecture. Again see what is meant by the destructive interference. The crest of one wave coincides with the trough of other wave, or trough of one wave coincides with the crest of other wave, and the point observed on the screen is dark because here as crest of one wave coincides with the trough of other wave, or trough of one wave coincides with the crest of other wave, we get the minimum intensity, and due to this the minimum intensity gives the dark point on the screen. Here we observe the alternate bright and dark points on the screen, but in Young's double slit experiment bright and dark points cannot be distinguished because the sunlight consists of different colors, and due to the different colors we cannot observe the clear interference pattern on the screen. To avoid this, the sunlight is replaced by the monochromatic source, and the pinholes S1 and S2 are replaced by the two narrow sources, and due to this we get equally spaced bright and dark points on the screen. The interference pattern consists of the bright and dark points on the screen. The importance of the Young's double slit experiment are: this is the first experiment to observe the interference pattern. This experiment proves the wave nature of light, and wavelength of the monochromatic light can be calculated by using this experiment, and all the conditions of the steady interference pattern are satisfied using Young's double slit experiment. Let us see the Young's double slit experiment which is modified. What is the modifications are done in this experiment? Let us see the diagram for the Young's double slit experiment which is modified. Here the source S this is the source S, is illuminated by the monochromatic source, because in original experiment said that the sunlight S must be of a monochromatic source. Plane wavefront is allowed to fall on S1 and S2. This is the plane wavefront is allowed to fall on the two sources S1 and S2. These two sources act as the coherent sources. The plane wavefront can be obtained by placing a linear source which is at a very large distance, or by keeping the focus of the convex lens. The rays coming out of the lens will be parallel rays. These rays are coming out of the convex lens. These are the parallel rays, and the wavefront will be plane wavefront. Using these parallel rays we get the plane wavefront, and is allowed to fall on the two sources, that is S1 and S2, which acts as the coherent sources. Here S1 and S2, these two pinholes in the original experiment are replaced by the slits S1 and S2. Here S1 is slit, S2 is also the slits. The interference pattern is observed on the screen. In original experiment also we get the interference pattern, and in modified experiment also we get the interference pattern. Interference consists of bright and dark points, that is the points having the minimum intensity and maximum intensity. The minimum intensity gives the dark point and the maximum intensity gives the bright point. We have seen constructive interference and destructive interference in last lecture. Understand what is meant by constructive interference? Here the crest of one wave coincides with the crest of other wave. Continuous line shows the crest and the dotted line shows the trough. Means here crest of one wave coincides with the crest of other wave, or the trough of one wave coincides with the trough of other wave. We get the maximum amplitude, and due to this intensity of the point becomes maximum, and the maximum intensity gives the bright point which is observed on the screen. And the destructive interference, in case of a destructive interference, crest of one wave coincides with the trough of other wave, or trough of one wave coincides with the crest of other wave, and due to this we get minimum amplitude. Minimum amplitude means minimum intensity, because I directly proportional to A square, that is intensity directly proportional to the square of amplitude. As the amplitude becomes minimum, intensity also becomes minimum, and the minimum intensity gives the dark point on the screen. Here we observe the alternate bright and dark points on the screen, that is minimum intensity, maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum. Means the different point, that is minimum intensity gives the dark point, maximum intensity gives the bright point, again dark point, bright point, dark, bright. Means continuously we observe the dark and bright points on the screen. This is called the interference pattern. These bands also called as the fringes. The images are perpendicular to the plane of paper. The points bright and dark and its images are perpendicular to the plane of paper. If plane is rotated through 90 degree, we observe the interference pattern on the screen as shown in figure. Let us see the conditions for the well-defined and steady interference pattern. We have to observe the clear steady interference pattern. So there are some conditions to observe the steady or clear interference pattern on the screen. Here the two sources, first condition is that two sources of light must be coherent. We have seen what is meant by coherent in last lecture. Coherent means two waves of light must be in same phase and This is coherent means same phase. The two sources of light are in a same phase. That is phase difference either 0 or constant. If the phase difference changes, one and the same points alternately becomes bright and dark. To avoid this, the two sources must be coherent. The second condition is that the two sources must be monochromatic. Here mono means one and chromo means wavelength. Means two sources must have only one wavelength. If they are not monochromatic, overlapping of the different color bands are observed. This means that the bright band produced by the light of one wavelength may overlap with the dark band produced by the light of other wavelength, and to avoid this, the two sources of light must be monochromatic, means overlapping. To avoid the overlapping of the bands, that is bright and dark bands are overlap. To avoid the overlapping, two sources must be monochromatic. The interfering waves must have the equal amplitude. We have seen in last lecture, that is I directly proportional to A square, that is intensity is directly proportional to the square of amplitude. This means that intensity depends on amplitude. As amplitude increases, intensity also increases. As amplitude decreases, intensity also decreases. Amplitude increases, intensity increases. We observe the bright point on the screen. As amplitude decreases, intensity also decreases, and we observe the dark point on the screen. The separation between the two slits, that is two sources S1 and S2, must be very small. That is the separation between these two sources shown by the letter small d. The distance small d must be very small to observe the clear and steady interference pattern on the screen. The two slits, that is S1 and S2, the two sources must be narrow. These two sources must be very narrow, because if wide source is used, the number of narrow sources, wide source consists of a number of narrow sources, and so instead of getting two waves from the two sources, we get the number of waves from the number of sources. And to avoid this, two slits, that is two sources, must be narrow. The two sources must be in same state of polarization. Two sources must be in the same state of polarization to get the clear and steady interference pattern on the screen. And the distance between source and screen must be very large, and the distance between source and screen is shown by the letter capital D. Means the distance d must be very large to observe the clear and steady interference pattern on the screen. So today we will stop here, and we will meet in next lecture. Thank you.